Painting can be very hard, especially when learning new words and new topics. So let me confuse you even more for just a second, showing you what your eyes actually are seeing. Today we talk about value and volume. So why did I show you the Hellboy and I turned it in black and white and told you that that's what your eyes actually see? Well, the truth is that, artistically speaking, color doesn't matter as much as we might think, because it is not an important fundamental of art. The two more important fundamental of art that you will ever run into are value and volume. And they exist hierarchically in a way that value is the most important of all. Volume comes second. Value is the difference between black and white, basically. Black is your darkest value, and white of the paper is your lightest value, correct? You can use value to express contrast, which we will talk about in another video. What I want you to understand, though, is that black and white are not colors, they are values. Gray is also a value, which is why whenever I personally paint gray objects like non-metallic metal, for example, silver, stuff like that, I always add a bit of color to that gray, because I don't like having pure gray, black and white together, in a paint job, because it's not very realistic, it's not very artistic. This doesn't matter too much, but it's to explain to you that black and white are used as value handles, basically. I want more light, I add white. I want more dark, I add black. That's usually a way to do things, right? But why would we want more light and more black, more white and more black in our paint job? Why would we ever need to add those? Well, we need those to express volume. Because if I show you a little circle like this, you don't know what this is. It's a circle, right? I can paint a little happy face inside, or I can paint a sphere out of it. I can paint I don't know, like a road sign saying stop. You don't know what this is. Artistically speaking, it's just a circle. How do we make a sphere come out of it? Well, I already done it off camera to show you. This is how you make a sphere come out of it. I started from the very exact same circle here. And then I used grays to enhance the volume. Every shape in the world we look at is a volume. For example, this guy, if you look at him, the cheekbones are flattened spheres. The nose is 3 spheres. The tip of the nose and the nostrils, they are spheres. The top of the nose is also a sphere, if the nose is very pronounced like mine. The chin is a sphere. The entire head is a cylinder. If you start seeing the world in volumes, you will also understand values thanks to it. What that means is that spheres, for example, they tend, based on what material they're made of, this is a bit of an irony metallic sphere, but it doesn't matter. Based on the material they're made of, they reflect light in a certain way. But one common aspect of spheres is that they will have a light that is rounded in the upper part of the sphere, if the light is coming from above, right? It won't be exactly at the top of the sphere, because the top of the sphere that we see looking at a sphere is already actually part of the back of it. The top front part, where I place the light, that's where actually light would be shining on a sphere. And that's where I painted it. Interpreting the volume through value, I created a sphere. This is very important to understand when you paint and you want to improve your mini painting, because volume and value go hand to hand. And the more value you have, and the more contrast you have, which is the difference between white and black. So a high contrast object, like a metal, will have very dark shadows, very light lights. A material like skin tones, for example, the skin, will go very light, not as light as white, but it will not go quite as dark. My face doesn't have black in the shadows and pure white in the highlights. There is more happening in the grays areas. Understanding this is what unlocks a lot of doors for you in mini painting. So I hope this little short video can give you a little bit of an idea of how executing things, of how you can execute things. Another volume that we can talk about is this. This is a square. right? In 2D, it's a square. We can turn it into a volume, which is the 3D representation of a shape, which is a shape. A 3D representation means something that has depth, size, volume. We make it into a cube. And notice how I can turn this cube around as how I want. Like, I can paint this cube and I can push the top of the cube further up. So this is a cube that we're looking at from the front. This is a cube that we're looking at from above. The simple application of lines completely changes the perspective at which you're looking at a shape. Miniatures already give us shape. They are already volumes, lots of volumes on top of one another. Our job as painter is to interpret those volumes. Don't think too much about color when you do it. Think about value, because it's value that gives you volume, okay? Value gives you volume. If you are painting a miniature and you find yourself thinking too much about the colors you're using rather than the brightness of the colors you're using, you're probably making a mistake. Because when you are interpreting the shapes, at least. Because color always comes secondary. So I hope this guide helped you, shed some light. If it gave you any doubt, just drop a comment. I'll be here to answer them. And if you want to join me in my artistical endeavors, you can do it in two places. I have a Twitch and I have a Patreon. On Patreon, I teach mini painting non-stop. I have lots of guides there, hours upon hours of videos every month. And also on Twitch, I paint my commissions. So you can join me there, hang out, ask questions. It's more of a friendly community there. But yeah, all of the links will be in the first comment of this video. And I hope you have enjoyed this one. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.